If you haven't already, create a comfortable position for yourself. Don't worry, we'll wait for you. Snuggle in. Find that position that feels just right. Take a deep breath in with your eyes open and gently close your eyes as you breathe out. Let your eyelids feel heavy as they close. Feel the warm, tingling sensations around your eyes. And gently smile. It feels good. As you lie there warm in your bed, listen to the sounds outside. Maybe there is a cold wind whipping your building, or the sounds of crickets outside your window. Whatever that sound is, let it fill you with gratitude. Grateful that you're able to be comfortably lying in your bed. And soon you'll be fast asleep. As you come back into this moment, take a deep breath in, and as you do, you notice the smell of pine needles. Breathing out, a vision starts to form in your mind. You stand at the top of a clearing, and before you lies the most breathtaking sight. As far as the eye can see, green conifers mat the landscape. From your vantage point, you can see the sharp details of valley and mountain ranges, covered in green. Again, you take a deep breath and soak in this most beautiful scene. You let your eyes wander, noticing now all the variations of the color green. Darker green, lighter green, all rich in color and vibrant. As you pan across the valley in front of you, a sense of joy, of freedom fills your body. You feel at peace anytime you are connected to nature. And in this moment, you feel grounded. You sit down on a large rock. Feel the grain of the rock with your fingertips. This rock, never touched before by human hands, has been waiting for millions of years for this moment. As you touch it, the oils from your skin leave a trace of your existence. You look down at this mark on the stone, this brief fleeting moment before your oils evaporate in the mid-morning sun. You smile to yourself as you watch the power of the sun and this sign of your humanity combine in this moment. You take another breath in as a gentle warm breeze caresses your face and neck. Breathing out, you feel so lucky to be experiencing this moment. Reaching into your backpack, you take out your water bottle. It's still partly frozen from leaving the bottle in the freezer overnight. The cold water and thin frozen ice gently fills your mouth. As you swallow it, you can feel the cool sensation as it goes down your throat. You savor this feeling. After another breath in and out, surveying the beautiful scene in front of you, you take another mouthful of water, this time swirling it around in your mouth, letting the gums and inside of your cheeks absorb the cooling nature of the water before swallowing. You screw the lid of your water bottle back on and put it back in your bag. You're in no hurry. The breeze has stopped, and in its place, you're reminded of the warmth of the sun. Its rays gently caress your arms and shoulders. The back of your shirt retains the heat from the sun, and you purposefully curl your back for a moment so that the shirt will be pressed against your skin. The warmth is golden, soothing. You feel so relaxed. As you finally get up from the giant stone you've been sitting on, you look back for a moment, looking at where you've been sitting, almost thanking the rock for waiting for you all this time. You turn again to look out over the valley floor and notice something you hadn't seen before. A small river, snaking its way through the valley. You can now make out gaps in the tree line that tell of the river's presence. Visible only briefly, the water catches the sun and twinkles invitingly. You decide that you want to go down to the river and see it for yourself. Immediately in front of you is a steep drop. You will have to find another way down there. As you begin to leave the outcropping of rocks, you begin to descend into the pine forest. The smell becomes stronger, and the sun is now shaded by the trees. Occasionally, you feel its warmth as you pass an area with a small gap in the treetops. As you walk through the undergrowth, you notice a small path of dirt ahead. From the tracks on the ground, you can tell that it's been made by the local deer. As you follow the path, the forest becomes thicker and thicker with trees, and the sounds from within become more apparent. You hear the sounds of birds and stop for a moment to see if you can find them. Scanning the area, you catch a quick movement out the corner of your eye. As you turn, you see a small bird jumping about on the ground. It's foraging in the undergrowth, turning over the pine needles, clearly looking for something. You stand there, only 10 paces away, but protected by a fallen tree. The small bird dances about, digging and throwing the fallen matter into the air with its beak. You smile to yourself and almost automatically reach for your camera. But this moment is fleeting, and you decide to just enjoy witnessing it and put your camera away. As the bird eventually flies away, out of sight, you turn again and continue on your journey, walking along the path. This path has been worn by deer, not other humans. So occasionally a branch from a tree softly brushes your arms and body as you pass. Again, it's a beautiful reminder of your connection with nature. You reach out and feel the pine needles on a branch as you pass. Feel the texture. As you continue walking, you raise your fingers to your nose and again smell the fresh scent of the pine needles on your hand. Eventually, you see a stream of light breaking through the trees. Small particles of dust glow in the sunlight, slowly swirling around, catching the light. With your eyes, you follow the light from the spot on the ground where the path is pooled with light to a gap in the trees. Walking towards the sunlight, you begin to hear the sounds of the river gently flowing. Stepping from the shadow of the forest, you push through the branches of the trees. Again, you are bathed in sunlight. The warmth is welcomed, and you reach your arms out to your side, tilt your head back, eyes closed, and welcome the warmth of the sun on your skin. It's been a long day's walk. You take off your shoes and socks, and your feet feel a sense of relief. Free of the pressure of standing all day and the confines of your shoes and socks. The blood vessels on your feet are bulging on the surface, desperate for a breeze to help them bring the temperature of the feet down. You move to the edge of the river, putting your feet in the cool, flowing water. Immediately there is a sensation of ease, of relaxation. Sitting there, feet wading in the water, you put your hands back behind you to lean on. You gaze downstream, watching the water pass either side of a small outcrop of rocks. After a time of sitting here, you notice a nice shady spot at the edge of the forest and the river. You sit down, tired from your walk, and make a comfortable pillow from your backpack. Finding a comfy position, you look up at the sky, blue as far as the eye can see. Your eyelids are becoming heavy. It's easier just to close them. You hear the sound of the river running beside you. It's comforting as you drift off to sleep. You're standing on your balcony, overlooking the view of the beach beyond the boundaries of the hotel. A waiter is busily preparing your table. With a sturdy glass tabletop, the waiter deftly places diningware down without a sound, each placed with precision and care. He's good at his job and takes great pride in the service he provides you. You look down to the pool in front of your room. The most exquisite turquoise blue in colour. It inspires awe in you. You think to yourself, nothing could symbolize relaxation more than this. You notice a dark shadow from under the water, and as it moves towards you, you begin to make out the shape and recognize the bathers. And as they breach the surface, you recognize your partner. As they clear the hair from their face and the water from their eyes, they look up at you on the balcony, your eyes meeting and smiling. They swim to the edge of the pool, walking up the steps. They make their way over to a nearby sunbed, picking up their towel and drying themselves off. Putting on their flip-flops, they make their way over, standing below you on the balcony. You mention lunch will be served shortly. Listening to you, your partner agrees to be up shortly. There's a knock at the door. As you walk through the elegant hotel room to answer the door, You're reminded the decor of the room closely fits your aesthetics. There is a feeling of comfort. On opening the door, you're greeted by room service. They have your meals. As you open the door to let them in, you also see your partner coming up the hallway behind them. Perfect timing, you think to yourself. With room service organising lunch on the balcony and your partner showering in the bathroom, you have time to look around your hotel room. You notice a tapestry framed and hanging on the wall opposite you. It's woven silk. On a white background, emerald green and purple strands shimmer in the sunlight. You marvel at the intricacies of the artistry. You imagine the hours of love that were put into creating the design. Then thread by thread, the silk woven by way of needle. Through the embroidery hoop again and again. You step closer to it, inspecting the stitching. The pattern of the stitching, you now realize, has added a layer of texture that went previously unnoticed. You're not sure how long you've been staring into the tapestry, but you're brought back to awareness within the room when your partner steps out of the bedroom, freshly showered and dressed for lunch. You look around and the room service staff had left the room, everything in preparation for your lunch. As you step out onto the balcony once more, the afternoon sun is warm on your skin. You sit down together and smile at each other. It's been too long since your last vacation, and you are thoroughly enjoying the opportunity to share this special moment together. You've always wanted to have a luxurious vacation in a summer paradise. A bottle of white wine sits in a bucket of ice by the table. Another of red sits on the table itself. Your partner instinctively knows your favorite and picks it up and pours you a glass. You look down at the spread on the table in front of you. An amazing variety of your favorite dishes spread across the table. You happily help yourself and create a plate, dabbling in some of the different dishes on offer. You stare in amazement at the quality, the colour and vibrancy of the food in front of you. You take your first bite. Immediately you know this is food of the highest quality and prepared to perfection. You don't talk much during lunch. You don't need to. The food is amazing, and you are both comfortable in the silence. After you've finished lunch, your partner stands up and walks over, standing behind you. They put their hands gently on your shoulders, and together you both look out over the vista in front of you. The hands on your shoulders slowly turn into a gentle massage. It's a massage of love and shared affection. Blissful in this shared moment and their unselfish act of giving to you in this moment. It helps deepen the physical bond between you, and you feel at ease. Your tummy full, you both decide to head down to the pool again to read and relax in the sun. Grabbing your new favorite book that you started reading at the beginning of your holiday, you both grab a towel and a bag to bring other bits and pieces down to the pool. Walking around the pool, you decide on a couple of sunbeds close to the water's edge. There's no one currently swimming in the pool, and you like to be able to see the still surface of the pool as you look up from your book. You take turns helping the other put sunscreen on their back and carefully apply sunscreen to the rest of your body and face. You gently cover the sunbed with your towel. The towel's fabric flows out in front of you in a hypnotic fashion as it covers the chair. Sitting down, you get comfortable. Notice the sun sitting high above you in the sky. You take a deep breath in and smell the scent of your sunscreen. It's such a great reminder of where you are and what you're doing. You're reminded how lucky you are to be here right now. You smile to yourself, opening your book, settling in to read. After a time, a waitress comes by and asks if you'd like to order a drink. You realize you don't have any money on you and say as much. The waitress assures you that this is fine and it can be billed to your room. Happy in the knowledge, you peruse the menu and find a cocktail from the list that sounds just right. You take this break in concentration in your reading as an opportunity to go for a swim. Taking off your clothes to your bathers underneath. It's only 2 steps away, and you slowly step further and further into the pool. You take a leisurely glide across the pool's surface. The water feels so cool and refreshing against your skin. You quickly duck underwater to wet your face and hair. Coming up, you wipe the water from your eyes and face. And gently swim a couple of laps of the pool. As soon as you've left the water, you feel the sun evaporating the beads of water from your skin. As you make your way back to the sunbed, the waitress returns with your cocktails. Being mindful of burning, you and your partner decide to change locations to one of the small, sheltered, seated areas set up around the outer edge of the pool area. A canvas roof covers the wooden frame, and a soft, breathable cotton is draped along the sides of the structure. You pull the cotton curtains to the edge. You don't want to miss a minute of this gorgeous day. Again, you get comfortable on the ample cushions on your seat. With your book at the ready, you take a sip of your cocktail. Its fruity taste, an explosion of flavor in your mouth. After a few more sips, you put the cocktail down and begin to read again. After a time, your eyes become tired, and the words on the page begin to blur. You blink your eyes quickly a few times, your eyes watering. You try to fight off the heaviness of your eyelids. The book is heavy in your hands. It makes sense to put it down. You decide to put the book down on your chest for a minute. There's something calming about the book sitting on your chest. You breathe in, and as you do, you see the book rise with the breath. As you breathe out, your eyes gently begin to close. The last thing you see is the book gently falling as you drift off to sleep.